Gewyedo, Senator Jack Tilly. Not now, okay. In essence, Gewyedo, Prof. Onje. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, my fellow delegates, Onje Gewyedo, Professor of Law, North Central Zone. Mr. Chairman, the speech of Mr. President at our inauguration is a conversation of expectations. Expectations in our generational as well as in our national dispensation. Our people are worried that we have not built a strong nation. Our people are worried that we have not taken our place in the Committee of Nations. Our people are worried that there seems to be apathy and disillusionment about the Nigerian project. Our people are worried that we don't see when the sun will shine for us again. Mr. Chairman, sir, this we can start a new beginning. And that's why this conference, which is an inclusion for all of us, will have to work and tirelessly develop a new attitude, new dispensation, and a new chance for our people. Certainly, our people expect that as a group of Nigerians, there will be decorum in our disposition. Our people expect that we shall be very conscious of the need to sustain a very viable nation. And so, in this inclusive discussion, we should be happy that we are providing Nigerians with a centenary attitude that will usher in a great Nigeria. All of us are stakeholders, and we must work for it. Mr. President has told us so many things, and my colleagues have already said so. But I think that we need to appreciate one or two things. First is that we have policy gaps. And these policy gaps have affected us so fundamentally. And I think that we should get back to our constitution and look at chapter 2 again and see to what extent we can fashion out policies that can reposition Nigeria for greatness. Second, we have a problem of institutions. We need to develop strong institutions to show up and their implementations. We are always in a hurry to jettison institutions merely because for now it doesn't serve our purpose. Thirdly, I think that we need very strong leadership. This country deserves a strong leadership. Nice guys don't rule well. So we need some leadership that can chart the course, chart the way, and carry us along. I think that Nigerians are good followers. And if we have a very strong leader, we can get to the promised land. I want to say, sir, that Nigeria is not an accident. It is the most populous black nation in the world. And by this, we have a place in history, we have a role in history, we have destiny to hold on to. Nigeria certainly is a great country, and
thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Hadija Umaru Muhammad. Hadija Umaru Muhammad.
Mr. Chairman, sir. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa halul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Mr. Chairman, I congratulate Mr. President, and I also commend his speech writers. But, Mr. Chairman, of my is something which we don't seem to realize. And it is only one elderly gentleman who kept, raised that issue, and unfortunately was realized. The speech made by His Royal Highness the Emir of Ilorin, the part of the speech, the beginning of the speech, which this House should recognize and should take cognizance of it. And that issue was the sagacity of the chairman himself by inviting few of us to sit down with him and fashion out a way forward when things were beginning to go out of place. I congratulate you, Mr. Chairman. I congratulate you, the 50 people who joined with the chairman and his team, as well as the House here, or the companies who agree and unanimously adopt and accepted what happened the other day. Congratulations to all of us. Besides that, Mr. Chairman, the debate of this conference is not about bashing of somebody from the Southwest or somebody from Northern Nigeria or somebody from somewhere else. The debate here is about values, it's about cordiality, it's about issues, it's about understanding and communication. It's about give and take. Some people here, Mr. Chairman, use the old system of bashing certain people from somewhere. This conference shows from what happened with those 50 people and those of you who over there who preside over this meeting, shows the direction and the compatibility and understanding of this conference. Those people who are here to intimidate me because I come from the desert, I want to remind them that in the desert today, there is oil, there are all the soil minerals, and there is agriculture. One day, the whole of Nigeria will turn to that side for all those. It had happened before, and it will happen again. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Alhaji Sule Yahaya. Hama Alhaji Sule Yahaya.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Sule Yahaya Hama from Kano. Chairman, my understanding of the speech of the President is that the President in that speech had expressed his dream, his hope for Nigeria, his vision, and his priority in terms of constitutional reorganization of this country. I believe that the President was in this addressing the Nigerian people, the conference, his critics, and the international community. In fact, the President in the speech decided to the fears of his critics by telling them that he has no hidden agenda. I appreciate his wisdom in making this declaration. But I thought there are two topical issues also that require the President to make a clear statement in this hall that day. And I thought the opportunity was so auspicious that I thought the President, in addressing these audiences, would make a statement on corruption and national security. But unfortunately, he missed that opportunity. However, the President, in describing or in elucidating on his dream, clearly showed us the kind of Nigeria he would like us to have. In this Nigeria, which he would like to have, he would like us to consider constructively the issue of restructuring in this country. I support in all senses the restructuring exercise in Nigeria in terms of its politics, structure of government, the federation itself, and in terms of social structure and social relationship to between the various groups that inhabit this country. Today, Mr. Chairman, many people see these states as mere federal units rather than federating units. The only way to bring them back to the status of federating units is, of course, to devolve powers, to organize, to reformulate, and to restructure in any form and shape that will be able to produce peace, stability, and development in whatever way we think. Mr. Chairman, many people have thought that when the president was speaking of inclusiveness, he is only referring to a few ethnic groups that regard themselves as minorities. I believe that inclusiveness is including or bringing into government attention the 70% of the population of Nigeria that live below poverty. So that's why I agree with Gaskia that the debate today really is not about Christianity and Islam. These are elitist debates that are designed to divert our attention away from the 10% of Nigerians that speak the same language when they go into the boardroom or when they their aircraft, when they have meet weekend parties. But, when they come here, they speak about Christianity. They speak about Islam. They speak about Northwest. They speak about Southwest. They speak about South-South and resource control. Oh, yes, of course, because this is the way to divert attention. But the truth of the matter, Mr. Chairman, sir, that is not the case. Our problem is not that. Our problem is that there is tiny, insignificant, responsible minority that has imposed itself on the Nigerian public administration and decided to corner the resources of Nigeria for themselves while using their ethnic and religious affiliations to stay out of trouble and recover their crime against this. This is what we must attend to, Mr. Chairman, sir. Honorable lady, don't be oppressive with that bell, please. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, I have to respect the bell. I wish I have time to speak more on the. I will be able to say in the committee. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Hanga Malam Muzammil. Hanga.
Yes.
Malam.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think I would try as much as I can to finish up what my elder brother has been able to conclude. I agree with him and the other speakers that really we're not here to continue this. Oh, the name is Muzammil Sani Hanga, representing Muslim religion. I believe we should not continue this game of diversion. Our attention should be focused on trying to solve the problems of this country as much as we can. And I agree with him that I know the constituency I come from is pointed at as constituting a major, challenge to this country, religion. I do agree, talking about any religion is a very volatile issue. But what I would leave this conference, God willing, is religious representatives should sit together, agree that actually henceforth the conflict should not be among us. They should join hands with all other Nigerians to bring an end to the difficulty we have been facing in this country. I agree, of course, that conflicts have been happening, but it's not only from religion that, Nigerians clash. We clash on so many other, grounds. But I believe if we're able to remove that from one sector, we will go a long way. With the delegates and, support withdrawal of clear privileges in the Constitution, if they are, which appear visibly tendentious to the Muslim religion. We do agree with this, really. But actually, if it is just withdrawal, that is okay. It would be withdrawal, across the board. We should remove public holidays, Christian or Muslim, sponsoring pilgrimage to Mecca or Jerusalem, the dress code, matriculation into the universities, the cross as an insignia in hospitals, convocation at institutions, but then actually all the things we have no problem with them. Actually, we don't need them at all. Really, remove them if this would make this country forward. Secondly, we have no. If it is not removal we are looking for, if our Christian brothers want Christian laws, biblical laws to be inserted in the Constitution, we have no qualms with that. Actually, let there be biblical laws. Actually, we as Muslims revere the Prophet Jesus alayhi salam more than I think most other people really. We have no problem if it is balance we are looking for. We have no problem there as well. Now, again, there was an instance day before yesterday. Somebody begged the chairman's permission to hold a stone in his hand to whip our, sentiments that actually it was a gravestone from Dogonahawa in Plateau State. I believe most Nigerians and even non-Nigerians are aware that actually what happened at Dogonahawa was not extermination of, the Christians alone. It was a community, it is a community still, which is Muslim and equally Christian. So all the things happen actually. All the conflicts that happen in this country at Kafanchan, Zangon Katab, Tafawa Balewa, Plateau and so on, they are not just one side actually. It is a conflict. This is what we are here to address, how to solve the things. Please, we're tired. We would like, if it is possible, this noble conference, assign a special time. Give the religious leaders time. Let them sit and proffer a solution to this conflict. Let this country move forward. We know we have bigger evil to fight in this country, and that is injustice. And like so many other people have said, the moment we are able to focus on this major issue, I think all the things will be just a sideshow, as they are really. So, Mr. Chairman, fellow delegates, please let us understand now. We are no longer interested in all the things. We're tired. We want to move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Hart Dandeson. Next speaker, Hart Dandeson. Not around. Oh. Hart Dandeson. You speak from your seat.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Justice Kutugi. Good afternoon, Deputy Chairman, Professor Bolaji Akiyemi. Good afternoon, Secretary and members of the. Good afternoon, my colleagues. I am Honorable Dandeson Hart, representing persons with disabilities. I want to correct an impression before I start. Some of us here were calling persons with disabilities special people with special challenges. That is wrong. The United Nations standard is that under persons with disabilities, you have 6 clear classified groups. And the deaf, the blind, persons with physical disabilities, persons affected by leprosy, persons suffering from intellectual disability, and Spinal Cord Injuries Association of Nigeria. Those are the 6 clear cluster groups under persons with disability. You don't call us persons with special people who are physically challenged. Having said that, well, the president has given us a direction, and that is to rebrand this country. Rebranding this country in all its ramifications. Well, currently there is this insecurity going on. We feel so bad because the number of persons with disabilities are being increased by the insurgency. When they throw bombs, the bombs explodes, it kills, it maims. People are disabled. They increase the number in our community. That is not good. But there are people among us who also know these people. Why not speak up and condemn this insurgency? When you speak up, condemn them, it will to an extent reduce it. But when you don't talk, just recently there was this attempted jailbreak at the SSS headquarters where they killed with one of them. We should speak up. The Northeast is under fire. They've gone to North Central, now they're in Benue. That is not fair. Some of us know what is happening, but we don't want to talk, we don't want to speak out. And it is not good. Well, you talk about injustice in this society. Well, when states were created, they created some zones. A zone got 7, the highest number, because the man who presided over the affairs of this country at that time was from Northwest. They gave Northwest 7. They gave other zones 6. And they gave one 5. That is not fair. Fairly unjust. It's not equitable. It's not acceptable. And we've kept quiet all this time. The 5 get the same allocation as the 7. Is the 7 more sacred than the 5? Are they superior to the zone that has the 5 states? That is most unfair. And please, I would like to appeal to other comrade delegates, colleagues here, that our bill for the creation of a commission for persons with disabilities in this country is passing through the 3rd stage. The first time it was passed and sent to Chief Obasanjo, he never assented to it because he was busy with the 3rd term. The second time, the bill was passed, harmonized by the 2 national houses of assembly, and sent to the current president for assent. It got before the thing got to him in December 2010. We had audience with him, and he promised that if the bill gets to him, he will assent to it without any waste of time. The thing got to him in December 2010. Up to date, he has not assented to it. But we thank God that Senator Nuruddin Abatem Usman picked it up this 3rd time, started the thing in the debate in the Senate, and they just passed it last week for a creation of a commission. And the House of Reps passed theirs last year. Then I am appealing that, please, those of us who have friends and brothers, relations in the National Assembly, should please appeal to them to harmonize early before the political game starts, so that we can have a commission created before that time. And in the bill, it's so simple. It's about, one, we have education, health, accessibility to public buildings, a host of other things there. If we have that, we will now have our destiny in our hands. We don't depend on the society for any help anymore because we have a commission where we can run to. So, as we also break into committees, please, I will appeal to all members to please bear the issue of disability in mind and carry it to all, because the issue of disability cuts across all the committees. Is it education? Is it health? Social welfare? Security? Road? Environment? All. Please bear that in mind that we need to be carried along. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Haruna, Professor Andrew.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished delegates, it's a singular opportunity for me to speak. My name is Professor Andrew Haruna, one of the 6 representing the Christian Association of Nigeria. Sitting next to my colleague, Hanga, if you see us, would you be able to say this is a Christian, this is a Muslim? Good. And I spent all my life, and I still do that, teaching and expanding the language which it comes from, and we have been communicating in that. Now, coming from northern Nigeria, you can see the confusion. Andrew and Haruna, Christian and Muslim. So if there is a jihad in Nigeria, which part of myself would you want to handle? Okay, so I would like to start with this short story before I go on. Arriving at the airport in London to study, I met an immigration officer who met us as Nigerians. He said, "Hey, what's your name?" I said, "Andrew Haruna." He said, "Andrew Haruna, yes. Are you related to the Queen? Because you bear Andrew." I said, "No." "The what of Harun? What is your root in the Middle East?" Again, nothing. So my other colleague came. He has, I will not call the exact name, I will change it. He said his name is Abdullahi Muhammad. He said, "In which of the Arabs' kingdom did you come from? Are you a Nigerian?" He said, "Yes." "What is your Nigerian name?" Nothing. He said, "This is a religious name." Then my Yoruba friend came. I also gave a name, since the guy is still teaching and is still alive. "What's your name?" He said, "Benson Oyetade." And he said, "Okay, are you a Nigerian?" He said, "Yes." He said, "What's your Nigerian name?" He said, "Oyetade." So among the 3 of us, only Oyetade is a true Nigerian. The rest of us carry names which are not ours. Okay, they are religious titles. And we become confused. Now, imagine the Christians, missionaries have come through Sokoto and Borno. All our emirs here, they could have become what? They are the pastors today. Isn't it? It's something historical. I'm an academic, pardon me. All the emirs here could have been the they could have been the pastors. And if the Arabs have come through the sea, the pastors in the south, they could have been the emirs and the imams. So what are we talking about? Now, Mr. President's speech, reading through the speech, I decided to change the name of President Goodluck to Malam Jamilu Mainasara. In Arabic, Jamil means beautiful, good. So, and he's Harris the name good. So Jamilu is the part good. And the luck, which is English, now is Nasara. So I have changed the name of our